Hello. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Lisa.
How are you?
So Dave can't get on. I'm on the phone with Dave. He couldn't find the invite or something.
He has to make sure that he uses the link on the, he has to use the link on the MeetUp, and then he has to register to get the actual link.
Did you get that?
Oh.
Dave? Can I just email him mine?
Yeah, it may not work. I'm not 100% sure.
Say what, Dave? So when you, okay, so when, I don't know what you're talking about. It's Zoom. So when we
Hey, Crystal.
when you first signed up, how do I mute myself here? I'm going to mute myself.
There he goes. He's helping somebody get on board.
Who's that?
I don't know. Somebody I think named Dave is having trouble getting on.
Well, Dave signed up.
Yeah, I don't know why he's having trouble.
Okay.
I think he may have signed up but didn't register on my Zoom. You know, he didn't register on the link.
Oh, okay. Because he came in the other day.
Yeah, I don't know what his problem is.
How is everybody tonight? Gwen?
Good.
Good.
It's good seeing you people.
Yeah, no kidding. Ann, did you get any good buffalo pics?
Yeah, hold on, I'll show you one.
Is she muted?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
No.
Can you hear me? Hold on.
You're just very quiet.
Might have to turn my sound up a little bit. Who knows? There you go. Yeah, let me see if I can put it up. Actually I gave it to Eric yesterday, the other day to look at.
Oh.
Oh, Zoom. I knew it's here somewhere.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, Gary.
So it says you're me, but that's okay.
There's Dave.
Yeah, he's in his me number 2. See you.
Oh, gotcha.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Bruce Norman again.
Hello.
We can rename his thing. Hang on, I'll fix it.
Hey,
That
Nan.
is- It's Dave. Dave, what is your last name?
Purcell.
Jenny?
P-U-R-C-E-L-L.
P-A-R.
P-U-R-C-E-L-L.
There we go.
Boston.
Oh, there we go. I fixed it.
There. Crystal.
Well, there you are.
Oh, nice job.
Man, she's becoming an expert at this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yay.
now I'm on.
Cool.
Hi, folks.
How's everybody?
Fabulous. It's a pretty day out there.
It is gorgeous. I was just outside. I had to record a video for my business and I had to race to get back home.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, Ann.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm in my background is the Australian outback. I wish I were there.
Good on you.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's see.
So we've got how many images? 35. There's one that's in twice.
Hang on and I'll see how many people actually signed up on my Zoom.
11.
11?
Well, 11 on the meetup, but I was gonna see.
We got 23 attendees on MeetUp. And you've got 11 on your Zoom?
Yeah, but I want to see how many actually signed up to
Okay.
be here.
Well, like half of them.
What's that?
Like half of them read.
Yeah, it seems to be a situation.
It's a normal meetup situation.
I mean, I don't know how to make it any easier, but we try to make it easy.
No, I get a message because I put it on my Google Calendar. Does everybody else get a reminder?
I do.
Yeah.
You do if you sign up and register correctly.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think everybody's here. We have 11 people registered, and that's how many people are here.
Okay.
So, how's it going, everybody?
Doing good,
Terrific.
Excellent.
good.
I'm really glad we had this because I'm glad I signed up for it because it got me out of the doldrums. I had to collect all my fun things and try to take pictures, and it made life better. So thank you.
Yes, no doldrums allowed.
Well, you know, we all react our own way to things. Some people get a little overactive. I get a little underactive. It's, you know, it's life.
You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of fun to think about all the things. Like I asked Larry, what in here is circular? And he came up with a bunch of things that I didn't even think about. Of course, I didn't like any of them, but those blueberry cupcakes, who made those?
Yeah, I know. Now I understand it's called flattening the curve. I think the way I've been behaving for the past 6 weeks, it's been more like fattening my curves, but that's just me.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
I had to put jeans. I told Crystal I had to put jeans on the other day, and I was so happy they fit because I was really.
Yes. I make myself put on jeans every day for that reason.
But
Yeah, it's definitely a situation, for sure.
Would you grab me my water?
All right. Well, let's get the party started.
Kathy's not here, so she's put a bunch of pictures up.
Well, we're going to start with whoever's here gets to play.
okay.
So, here we go. I'm using 2 screens. I'm using my main monitor and my secondary. So let's see how, actually, I don't like that. 1 second. I'm going to fix it. Sharing. Okay, you guys can see this?
Yep.
There you go.
We were on there for a second. Oh, I see. This is 2 screens for me.
I just had to fix this so that I could see it better. All right, so this one is done by Kathy, and Kathy is not here, right? So we're just moving past. If you're not here, we can move to those who are.
And that's too bad because I love this one. I just love it.
Yeah.
Too bad she's not here for me to tell her that.
Yeah, there's a lot of texture in it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's nice with the different blues.
Are you recording it? She can watch it later and find out how much you loved it.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. I need to, yes, it is recording. Make sure, yep, it is.
So who's going to admit to typing on one of these?
I did.
I learned on one of these.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yep,
And
I did
actually,
too.
That's my picture too.
Yeah. That's Gwen's.
Yeah.
Nice picture, Gwen.
I think I took it with my iPhone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you still own this?
Pardon?
You still have this?
Yes, it's actually in my friend's house where I am right now.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he uses that and I use the computer.
There you go.
It's
Right.
interesting. It's interesting. There must be a really, really shallow depth of field because the keys are clearly in focus, but the Royal is a little bit out of focus. So.
Yeah, that's a little out of focus, yeah. And I did it at an angle instead of straight on. I just thought it just looked better.
Yeah, I like the angle. It might be interesting as a black and white, and I kind of like the shadows of the keys on the ground or whatever are there.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
That would be good as a black and white.
And I like the one key that doesn't have a number letter at all.
Yeah.
Left
Right.
key. I'm fond of that one.
The F key.
Well, that's right.
Right.
F key.
Good job.
All right, our next one is, wait, hang on. Now, all these control panels are sitting on top of my words and I can't see it. All right, this one is also by Gwen.
And that is my friend's old camera display.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
It looks older than the typewriter.
Right?
yeah.
No, I'm not going to show you a picture of my friend. Right here, though.
Yeah, I wonder if that would also be a good one in black and white.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Oh yeah. Rainbow Hawkeye Special. I'm reading the label on the very left.
Yeah, that's a Hawkeye camera.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
Never seen one of those.
No.
All right, Gwen.
Okay, I was on a roll. Okay, we were taking a walk by the Littleton Golf Course, and it was a windy day, and all these balls were washed up by the shore.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of money there.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Those are those floaters. Yeah, you hit into the lake for the driving range.
Yeah.
Yeah, those aren't regular golf balls. Those are designed for a driving range like that.
Oh, so they're not worth that much.
No.
They're probably very happy that they floated to shore.
Yeah, right.
They'll probably
Does somebody ultimately recover them?
Yeah, and then they use them again for
Yeah.
the driving range.
Yeah, they're specially made for water ranges.
But on this shot, I put the water on there to give it a little sense of place.
I like the water.
Yeah. And I think it's a pretty good proportion too.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of the rule of thirds, right?
Yeah, and too much water and you lose the impact of the golf ball. So I think that's a good choice.
That's really good. All right, this next one is Elaine. Are you here?
I am. That's in front of the Colorado Supreme Court. And I just really like the circular arrangement of the statues.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept playing with my angle so that I could have things in the image and not have certain things in the image. So I really liked the reflections of the flags too. I mean, they're not round, but I just like the way that it came together.
So what did you title it?
I think it's called Circle of Inclusion. And that
Oh.
was the
I
author's.
was thinking social distancing.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. So
Why didn't
Almost.
you think of that?
That's a good one.
If
Right,
you were-
right. Yeah, see that would have been a better one. I was going off of the author's statement or the artist's statement, but that's perfect for social there because they're certainly at least 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
If you had
I love that.
if you had backed up, could you have gotten the person's back on the right bottom, or was it something else included there that you didn't want to
Well, I was just cropping because I was kind of cropping in close to the columns, because otherwise then it got kind of messy, because then it was open and then there was other stuff going on. And so I wanted to get the columns in and the other extraneous items on the right side out. So yeah, I kind of, it is a little too close, I agree, because I'm cutting off part of that person in the lower right. But it was more, I just wanted to avoid what was to the right of the columns.
What about cropping off some of the top?
Yeah, could have done.
Although I have to say, I really enjoyed this picture while I was looking at it, because I was looking for the circles. And then suddenly I discovered the flags, which was like really nice with the in the reflection. So I thought that was, you know, if I was cutting and cropping down from the top, I wouldn't make it too much, because that little discovery of the flags was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
well,
right.
that's exactly why I kept that crop with the flags in there, because I really, really liked those flags. I liked the balance. I liked the placement of the flags. So I want to keep those flags.
That's
Yeah.
nice. And the circular nature of the columns.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, it all works.
Thank you.
Very
Get
good.
that square table out of there.
I know.
Well, they needed a place to put their cocktails.
Yeah, and it sort of relates to the square doors, the rectangular doors, just
Right, yeah.
straight down. So.
Okay, this is Gwen's, and it is called Bottles in the Wall.
Okay, this was down by a little ghost town called Garrow, which I never heard of. It's over by Kiowa. I went in search of this, another historic building down there. And in the area, there was this wall that contained all these bottles. And so I thought that was pretty unique. They kind of created a pattern in this, you know, the composition that I have here, but they were just randomly placed in there. And, you know, I can't explain anything beyond that.
What a fun find.
Yeah, that is.
That's very cool.
Is this other places in the building? Did they have more of these?
Yeah, there were more, and it was a wall. It was a couple walls that were just standing, and it had I don't know what kind of building it was, but there was like an old ornate fence that was there. Who knows what kind of building it was part of? So it was very interesting.
Very neat.
We could all make a wall like that with all the wine we've been drinking.
Hey, Gary, are you here?
Gary's here.
I think let me unmute him.
Yeah, because he was. Yeah.
Unless he went and found some milk.
Yeah,
Can
Gary,
you hear me now?
yes, I can.
Okay. This is just a tongue-in-cheek photograph. I had really nothing much circular around here, and I thought, wait a minute, I may have. And so I went to our Cheerios box, put on my macro lens, and took this. Nothing really artistic.
I think it is. I like it.
I like it.
Very artistic. I loved it.
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
And you did a fabulous job with the tones and colors. I mean, it's just, you know, you're just obviously reflexively artistic.
Thank you.
Perfect placement of the O's.
Yes.
I did align them with my fingers a bit.
Yeah, they look good.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
This one cracked me up because I told my wife what the topic was, and she goes, "Oh, I have some Cocoa Puffs." And I go, "No, it's already been done."
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, Cocoa Puffs could have worked because these are Cheerios.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the texture.
I think, Gary, I think you've got the next one too. And this one was titled uniquely Globes in a Basket.
Exactly what it is, Sue. Dug this out of our basement and just took a photo of it. We haven't really had it on display for years and years, and it's going to become a contribution to ARC soon.
It looks African or something-ish.
Believe it or not, I had a room in the lower level that I had an African theme to, and this was part of it.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're cool.
So how did you eliminate the background?
I have some flat black plasterboard that I
Okay.
put back there.
Yeah, I like the shadow on the left. I like how you suggest the full circle and don't have to show it of the basket.
If I had to do it all over again, I would have tipped it slightly. It looks to me as though it's slightly canted, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be an illusion just with the shadow.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Well,
thanks.
Okay, next, I think this is, who is
Yep,
this?
that's Elaine.
That's Elaine.
Yeah. Well, that was my appetizer of the day one Sunday past. And then I got to thinking, it's like, wait, that's round. It doesn't get much more round. So I just had to photograph my food.
Yeah, it's
Made me
pretty.
hungry.
It's beautiful.
that's too fancy to eat.
Yeah.
Well, right. Well, and it's too fancy to eat by oneself. So it's kind of too bad. But it was good anyway. And after I drizzled the oil, I didn't like the way the oil looked. So I was sure to take some pictures before and after, because you need to put olive oil on it.
Right.
That
Yeah.
basil really looks fresh.
Well, it is, because it is, it's growing. This is the only plant that I have that's alive. So that's where I get my basil. It's just right there.
Right.
It's beautiful. You did a great job on that one. I loved it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Really pretty.
Okay, Crystal and the master of
Bubbles.
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 I have to
No,
admit,
that-
I've never put as much effort into a theme contest as I did this year.
Well, it certainly paid off.
Yeah.
You know, it was several weeks ago that there was a gentleman on Facebook who posted something that really intrigued me, and I put it in my notes and forgot about it. And then I started to do this. I went back and I read his instructions, and they didn't have everything down. So I spent literally 3 days. I would spend, a portion of the day trying to do this. And then finally, I got it. Well, I called him and he gave me the clue, but I'll get into that tomorrow night. But anyway, this one was done in red. The background was red and the flower, I think, is yellow. And for some reason, my cursor just went over the black and white and was like, oh, I like that better.
Yeah.
That's
And-
great.
I like it too.
Beautiful.
I like it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love this.
Oh. Yeah. I can just keep looking at it and finding all the little copies of flowers.
So did we get directions since our next?
Oh, okay. And that basically, that's not the same flower, but it's the same technique. So the red background and the bubbles again. So it's fun. Every time I do it, something comes out a little different. And I process this a little different. I took it into Photoshop and did some spherical things, kind of give it some motion, which I haven't done much.
I like.
Most of these are just straight out of the camera.
That is just spectacular. I love the color palette. I love everything. It's just beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, both of those are awesome.
Yeah.
I love this.
Was
Oh, that's mine again. I keep photographing my dinner.
That was perfect.
Well, and so that's if you're it's normally a light green, but I like the black and white.
Oh, yeah.
And it's called Romanesco. If you've may have seen it in the grocery store or eaten it, it's a relative of a cauliflower family, so it tastes and cooks kind of like cauliflower. But I just love it, and if you look really closely, it's fractals. So
Yeah, they kind of look like seashells too.
right. So I love looking at it. So I always, every time I buy one, I have to take pictures of it before I cook it.
Very nice.
Spectacular specimen, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Definitely, it's worth taking a picture of. I love that.
What color is it naturally?
It's a pale green.
That's what I thought. I've seen it before. It looks very Fibonacci.
Well, I'll be buying them tomorrow.
I thought it was some kind of a cool seashell or coral or something.
It does look like a seashell.
Yeah,
No,
marine life.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, this is David.
Yeah, that's, that was. Oh, there it is, yeah.
I don't know why it's so slow all of a sudden.
That's because it's so cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out in the backyard in the snow looking for some things that might have circles, and I found this. And this is the top of our Weber grill. And it's got the thermometer encased in ice, and I thought that was kind of, somebody said it was cool in the comments. So, okay. So I just took a picture of that. It came out kind of dull and gray looking when I first got it. So I took that into the Nick Tools, the Color Effects Pro, and just kind of used a couple of those tools to enhance the contrast and try to bring it out a little more.
Yeah,
It's cool.
it is. Very cool. Almost cold.
Yeah, I loved it.
I like the title.
Okay, this one is me. And on the snowy day, I just happened to see these blooms that are coming out on this bush. And it's really a bush I hate. But that day, it, had this snow build up around the blossoms, and I kind of liked it. So that's.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It looks like a snowy hand is reaching up to grab it, or maybe some sort of snowy creature is about to embrace it. I mean, it's great. It's a great capture.
Yeah, that was just front yard with my nemesis bush. And, well, we know what these are.
Yeah.
I was trying to look for round things to photograph, and I had my dining room table set up with velvet, so I just went to town. I wish I would have cleaned my the outside of my macro lens, though, because if I zoom in, it's very dirty.
Okay.
And I got busy with fruit.
Now that looks good.
There he is.
Yes.
Look good.
Good.
Very good. And all the fruit is round.
Circles and circles.
Yeah, I think I have a whole batch of this.
Ooh.
This one I did focus stacking on because I wanted really pretty much all of it in focus.
Here.
And so I had to, it was six. This is 6 images stacked.
What software do you use for focus stacking?
I started in Lightroom, and then I went to Photoshop.
Well, you did a really good job, and they look wonderful. They make me hungry. I'm gonna have to go to the grocery store sooner rather than later now.
I was eating them as I was doing this, and I'm like, wait, I gotta have enough. can't eat them all. Oh, and this is just a little, it's one of those squeezy ball things that is a globe, and I travel with it because you never know when you might have to have the world in your hands. And I just put it on a little round thing for the hose. So it's sitting on that, and then I was playing with the shadows.
I like your title.
Yes, good title.
So how did you light it, or what's the lighting?
Yeah, I had my ring light off to the side. Actually, wait a minute. I did not. I used this just a regular stand light with an umbrella, and I brought it up high.
Good.
Good.
The ring light was leaving a ring reflection.
Yeah.
I think I saw that on the fruit, that first one before the focus stacking one. It looked like there was a ring light on it.
I did have a ring light on that one. Good observation. I hadn't noticed that.
It's sharp.
And my strawberry.
That's nice.
The leaves on my strawberry were a little not crisp. Okay.
So we bought a new house like last year and spent forever trying to find lights, you know, the hanging lights over the counter and then over the dining room table that were kind of unique. And this is the one over the dining room table. And then I photographed it, and then I kind of liked it, but then I put it into topaz and made it look a little more like electrified.
Oh,
I thought it looked like the table for the Knights of the Round Table.
Oh,
And they were sitting in like the little red part is a chair like on the show The Voice.
Yeah.
I, for the life of me, couldn't figure out what it was. And that's the story I made up about it.
Yeah.
so if you look close, you can see the chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah. I finally decided it must be a light because of the chain and the configuration of those Edison bulbs. But it took a while for me to think. And I liked looking at it, so I didn't mind.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
And no, Bruce, this is a cool one too.
Okay, so this is oil and water. And I lit so I tried a bunch of different backgrounds with different colors, and I kind of light them underneath, and that goes up into the bubbles. So you get a pan of water with a little bit of cooking oil in it and makes the bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of a pan is this?
It's
Yeah,
just a
so
Pyrex, a clear Pyrex dish.
Oh, a Pyrex. Okay.
Okay, and then tell me about your background.
So this is real easy to do. So the only tricky part is to find something. You need something clear underneath the dish and some distance. At least I don't want my background to be right next to it. So I've got like the dish sitting on two tables, you know, with part of it hanging over. And then I was using books and magazines and whatever. I used to collect a bunch of pages out of magazines for this sort of thing with a lot of colorful things. And after we moved, I couldn't find them. So I was using whatever I could find. I found some Christmas boxes and magazines and whatever.
So
Yeah, very neat.
what is up and what is down?
I don't understand.
Which direction are we looking?
Oh,
Well, I'm photographing straight down on the bubbles, and so I don't
And
know
this
what.
is on the stove? This is boiling water?
No, it's oil.
Oh, it's oil.
Oil, a little bit of cooking oil on top of water. Oil and water don't mix. You've probably heard that.
Okay,
And
yeah.
it's true. And it's true.
And then, Bruce, do you use side lighting?
So I have I use a strobe that I've pointed down at the background, which was probably in this case a couple of feet underneath the dish,
Okay.
and then the light reflects back up.
Did you put any kind of soap in the water so that it would suspend the oil?
No, just oil, oil and water. You have to mix it up every once in a while because the oil tends to glom together, and pretty soon you got two giant bowls. But that takes a lot.
Right.
It's a fun thing to do, and it's easy.
It's
Yeah,
pretty.
very nice.
I have to say though, if Elaine were doing it, there'd be spices in it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Next one. This one is David.
Hi. Yeah, that's another frozen mechanical device in our backyard. I didn't have to go very far. My original intent was to do the concentric circles around the cluster, the different gears. And I got a picture in which they came out really nice, but the rest of the picture looked terrible. It was kind of bland and washed out. And then the sun started coming up. So I took a picture of, notice a sunny spot there, moved the bike over there. This is not my good bike, by the way. And just kind of laid it down and tried some different angles. And I like that one there. Get I guess it's got a few circles in there with the cluster and pieces of the chain and that, and so on. But anyways, the thing I liked about this was the lighting and color and contrast, I think.
Yeah, it's really cool. Of course, I'm partial to any picture that has snow in it. All right. Oh, I love this.
M&Ms.
Okay.
And ironically, you don't need a lot, so we were able to consume the non-essential ones. Eventually, the essential ones went away too.
Well, you have to fortify yourself when you're working. So.
I know, it was tough.
You gotta keep it cranked up.
I was just glad I didn't buy the family size. I just, but same concept that I'll show you tomorrow night.
I love the variation of the sizes of the bubbles.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like little gumball machines, you know, in the world.
Yeah.
So you put your logo in there a couple times?
You see the logo?
Is there?
No.
Yeah,
No,
like top right.
Top right.
I was thinking that was a repeated thing too. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just see it in the bottom right.
Okay, now go straight up with your cursor.
There's a hand.
Yeah, I don't see another one. Oh, there it is.
Other one?
Yeah, it's straight up, just to the left of that.
Wow, I don't see it yet, but
Oh, yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, see.
I was thinking it was part of the photo. I thought it was kind of like hiding in there.
It's subliminal.
Yeah.
Where's Crystal?
Oh, right in here.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, but you had the logo after you take the photo.
Yeah. I use a brush and to stamp it, and every once in a while I get more than one because I didn't take it out, obviously.
Wow, what a good eye.
Yeah.
Well, Crystal, it was a where's Waldo for me. I was looking everywhere. It kept me in the photo for 10 minutes.
No kidding. Well, that's interesting because you had to point it out for me to see it, so you've got a really sharp eye.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I never saw it either, and I've looked at that picture a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. I love it.
Really.
Okay, Eric. Shiny.
Shiny.
Yes.
Good job on his bike.
Yes.
Eric, are you there?
He's out cleaning his bike.
Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner than mine.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
on.
he said there was a note on Meetup that said he wasn't going to be there.
Okay. And then, oh, sorry, the next one, let me get there. This is Suzanne.
Nice.
Oh,
Yes, I like the color.
I'm not sure if it's circular enough, but
Circular.
Uh,
enough.
Oh,
I started collecting all these. I used to eat a lot of this salad dressing that came in these bottles, these jars, and I would just wash them and keep them. And I finally remembered them when about 2 days ago, oh yeah, I think I could use those for circles. So,
It was really good.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Well,
I
thank
saw
you.
some of the other pictures on Facebook. They were really nice.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I put a couple more on here with different
I
colors.
like how you put your setup on Facebook. That was nice.
Well, you know, it might take away the magic, but what can I say?
Oh, it's a ball.
All right, this one was
Oh, that was
Young.
fine.
Are you here?
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sewing
that was fine. I was
machine.
playing. Yeah, I was actually playing with my iPhone trying to do the smartphone challenge,
Just go for fun.
and I just happened to have this glass ball with me, and it just turned out nice. I wish I had a different camera, the macro lens. Might have gotten everything in more focus.
Yeah, but I kind of like I kind of like the fact that what's in focus is what we really want to see, and the rest of it can be blurry, and that's okay. I think.
Right, right.
It's a presser
The
foot.
biggest challenge was I tried to holding it with my left hand, and that didn't turn out as nice. So holding it with my right hand, trying to take a picture with my left hand was a challenge.
Oh,
Kidding. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you met the challenge.
Yeah, I love that you turned it in black and white. I think that's great.
Mhm.
Very interesting.
Yeah, nice.
And
And now we know why none of the rest of us can
Now
find
I know.
toilet paper.
Yes.
So I looked all over for circular things, and I thought, I'm going to build a wall. So I did. The dog helped. And then I just got a little crazy and put an overlay on it, and I thought it was my political statement against. Never mind. No.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. And I wanted to use some of JJ's little techniques in there, thrown in.
Yeah.
Little light painting behind. Oh, we had quite the good time doing this.
Yeah.
It was just tongue-in-cheek little circles.
Yeah.
just love how creative everybody has been in these little exercises.
Yeah, it's really, it really, it's kind of, I was thinking about it today, and I feel like we've all had a little bit of time to actually delve into what we really love to do. And I think on the other end, we're going to come out better photographers, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think when you have little to work with, you have to learn how to like really work that creativity for sure.
Yeah. Just, it's kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's clever.
Yes. I like it.
I recognize this as Suzanne's.
Yeah.
And the following one is black and white. I just couldn't decide which one I liked better, so I just thought I'd put them both up. I apologize for being redundant, but
I'll bring that one up too. We can go back and forth.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the black and white better.
Yeah, black and white, yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, actually.
Yeah, I think I do too on that one.
Okay, well, thanks for that. That's why I posted two. That's why I kind of cluttered it up with two of the same image, because I really wanted the feedback.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Funny how black and white makes it stronger. You know, oftentimes we have cool images and you put it in black and white and it really pops.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because black and white, you know, you look for textures and line, and it just happens to accentuate the circles for this particular exercise. So it is, for this especially, is really highlighting what the theme is.
Yeah.
I think in addition to that, it brings out more of a reflection in the glass, in the black and white. For some reason,
Okay, yeah.
it almost becomes another subject in the picture.
I think you're right. Is it in the color? The glass jars look kind of white, kind of washed out, but they come to life in the black and white. I agree. That's a very good point. Now that you mentioned it, I can see it.
I like how you took it that extra step, you know, because the jars would have been enough to be the theme, but you really dressed it up with the flowers.
Yeah, well,
You
thank you.
can get rid of the theme at the same time by doing that. So that was cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, desperation is the mother of invention.
Okay, this one is Kathy.
New faces.
Is Kathy here?
No,
I don't think so.
That's right. Okay. All right, Bruce.
Cool.
okay, so I played with this one a whole bunch of times. This is just a clock on our wall, but I did two things to it. Years and years ago, I found this filter called Boss Emboss. So there's an emboss filter already in Photoshop, but I really like this one. And so I applied that filter, and then I just added a texture on top. And in playing around today, if you guys are looking for textures, I found a website called DeviantArt, and there's a bazillion different ones. They're all free to download, whatever you want.
Nice.
And I like this texture on this particular one. And it's a new clock that we bought for the wall.
Yeah, I like that. Did you post an earlier version of this?
Yeah, I like this one. I like this one better, so I deleted the other one.
Exactly. This is just all punched up. I really like it.
Your numbers almost look like wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
That's really neat.
Bruce, do you always do your best work just before noon?
Yeah, it's before noon.
Just before 1?
Okay, Deborah.
Read the title. I had
Oh, thinking of dinner for two.
I love this. The colors are extraordinary.
Yeah.
when you live alone and you're supposed to be staying at home and get to eat all your meals by yourself, don't get to go out, and unlike some of the folks in here, I didn't have any trouble finding round stuff in my house. I had a lot of trouble finding leading lines, but I didn't have any trouble finding round stuff. It's all over the place. It was amazing to me how many pictures I had to take of this to get it to where there was not the bright spots in the background, that the reflections weren't too bad, the light coming from the window. So no flash or artificial light. It's just all from my windows.
Yeah.
I use my handy dandy new Peak Design tripod.
Yay!
Yeah, it arrived about a week ago.
Nice.
I wonder if you had used a reflector that had kind of the black side, I wonder if it would have toned down that reflection on top a little bit more, because that one draws my eye.
Mm-hmm. It might have. It's a good
I
thought.
don't know. I'm not that good with my reflector, but it'd be a fun experiment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is the light from a window or what?
Yeah, it's light from a window. And I had the shutters completely closed. That was trying to control the glare of it.
I like the depth of field that you used on this.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, sometimes I would just throw a white sheet over the window just to deflect the light a little bit, diffuse it.
You put a what on the window?
White sheet.
White sheet.
A white sheet.
Oh,
Yeah, that would have toned it down a little more.
is it? Yep,
Good idea.
yep. All right, Suzanne. This is interesting.
Well, has anyone played with photoelasticity?
No?
Last year I got bored and I don't know why. Anyway, I ended up getting this set of videos for creative and fun and photography. And this is a technique I've been meaning to try. You use the background. What this is actually a fragment of a plastic egg carton. I laid it down on my iPad, which on my iPad was nothing but a full screen, pure white JPEG image the size of the screen. And then I took the picture with my camera with a polarizing lens on it. And what that combination of that kind of backlight and the plastic and your polarizer does, it creates all these wacky psychedelic colors. It is just so interesting. And I didn't come up with anything that I just love that much. And I was trying to do it for circles, but I finally decided that I could take this one and show it. But it's really interesting. So far, I haven't gotten anything that I think is gorgeous, but it's just kind of a fun thing to try.
I'm surprised nobody photographed the silver side of a CD, because those do all those rainbow things too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do people have CDs anymore?
I do. DVD.
I just threw mine out today.
no kidding.
Yeah, that's,
Very good.
yeah, very clever.
Really nice.
Thanks.
All right, Nancy.
I don't believe she's here.
Lynn's on my list. I don't think she's here. Wonder what that is.
I was thinking it was a candle or something.
Looks like, is it one of those, you know, those balls? They used to have these, a ball.
What's the title?
It says time on your hands.
Well, except for the blue, it could almost be a Jello bowl.
Looks like there's a wick in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be some kind of a candle.
Somebody just keyed the Alexa word and Alexa says, I don't know that one. So she doesn't know either.
I don't know if it is a candle, because look in the green, there's like little dots.
Yeah.
Sue?
Yeah, it almost looks like some kind of I thought it was like a bowl or something, the bottom side of a bowl.
It could be, because it's definitely got a spherical shape to it.
Paperweight,
That could be.
glass paperweight. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that was our last image.
No, there's one more, I think.
Cool.
There was, I deleted
that's that
that one. She put that one in twice.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so I got rid of it.
Gotcha.
I wanted to say we've got another one of these next Sunday, which is inanimate objects. Do you want to talk about that, Lisa, what you had in mind?
Yeah, it's, let me bring it up here, see if I can find it. It's
Humanizing.
humanizing the non-human. Scrolling, here we go. Okay, so it's loading. Okay, humanizing a non-human subject. And mind you, my example is not one from the quarantine. This was one when we were in Oregon and it was raining, and I just dressed up my camera with his raincoat, and I thought it looked kind of funny. But the whole idea is there are things around your house that, you know, if kind of look at them, you could make them into some kind of a human looking kind of thing. I found this particular article interesting, which is why I put it there. And it kind of gave some guidelines about what to do, you know, with that. So really it's just kind of to play with how you might create something that would take on a weird human form without it being human.
Huh.
Well, you wanted it to be challenging. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working up to the hard one.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought circles were pretty bad.
So Dave, a self-portrait for you would be good, humanizing something.
Yes.
Oh,
Ouch. Yeah, I
ouch.
honestly don't have an idea for what that's going to look like either. I'm going to have to go around my house and come up with some plan idea.
Bruce, that chair behind you has potential.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that chair. I love that chair, actually.
Yeah,
I wish I really had that chair.
it has big
I
ears.
have an idea already.
So the following week, which it's not posted yet, but we'll give you an update. Jeff Johnson is going to join us, and we're going to do, uh-oh, did I go away?
No, you're there.
You're there.
No, you're here.
All right.
Closed my screen there.
Okay, anyway, you know, Jeff Johnson did the black and white workshop or presentation last week. And so what we thought we would do is use that black and white theme and then have everybody do a picture, black and white, of something that they learned in Jeff's presentation. Hopefully you don't know it all. And then just say, you know, hey, Jeff said this, and so I gave this a try, and kind of make it a little bit more thoughtful on what we're doing. So I think that'll be fun. And then we also have Darren. Why am I doing this? I'm pulling the
Darren White?
Darren White is going to do a presentation. He's putting something together right now. I don't know exactly what he's going to do. So we've been really ramping this up for everybody because we're kind of sitting around twirling our thumbs. So it's fun to get out and think about what we can do and maybe push ourselves creatively.
Well, I really appreciate the effort you put into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all.
Yes.
Crystal, why don't you give a blurb for your thing tomorrow? I'm not sure everybody knows about it.
Oh, yeah. Now that I'm an expert, Thursday, I'm going to do a presentation on the reflecting bubbles. And I've kept it really simple because I know a lot of people don't have all the equipment. So I've tested with the equipment I've had, and then I've gone out and done other things too, so I can share that. And I'll show you some of the things that I've created with it and how easy it is to do. And we might have another theme where it's bubbles like that to give everybody a chance to give it a shot if they're interested. So that's tomorrow night at 7, and it'll be a short hour if we go that long.
Is it 7?
7, yeah.
Okay. I think, isn't Corson doing something tomorrow night too?
Yeah. I know we have a lot of people doing these webinars now, and that's become a problem with scheduling. At first, I was trying not to walk on other ones,
Yeah.
but to do one of these, it really takes 2 of us. Lisa's very experienced. She doesn't say this, but she does this as part of her job. And so it's second nature to you, right, Lisa?
Yep.
And it is not to me. And when we have big ones like we have with Jeff, and we've got 100 participants, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that you guys aren't seeing that it's difficult. So I didn't want to run into that. And I had to schedule it tomorrow night because that's when Lisa's available. So if we've walked on something else, I do apologize. But hopefully we'll have it recorded, and if you miss it, you can watch the recording. Also, if you have ideas or if you want to do a presentation, we have the equipment, we have the Zoom account, and we would love to host something. You don't have to speak for an hour. If you've got 15 minutes, 30 minutes, a little presentation of some sort of trick or tip or whatever, I think everybody would appreciate it. I know I would.
Right.
I'm kind of interested in figuring out also how to do while we're doing the bubbles, how to do that oil and water thing
Mm-hmm.
with the background. Maybe Bruce can put together a little something.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I could like photograph the way I'm doing it and show a couple slides or something. I'd be happy to do something like that.
Yeah, be sure. If you want to tag on tomorrow, or if you want to do it another evening, we can do that as well.
Yeah, why don't you give me a little time to put together?
You don't have anything to do. We're under quarantine.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, but some of us are still working full time.
I still have to get my nap in, you know.
Which working full time is, I'm not complaining that I'm still working. So Bruce, on that photo that you took, did you have it in a bowl that was a color, or was it a clear bowl?
It's a clear Pyrex dish. It's not a bowl actually. It's a flat,
Pie
dish.
pan?
Like a casserole.
Pie pan?
It could be anything as long as it's flat. You can. It doesn't matter. Mine happens to be rectangular.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important to have things that are flat and have it level when you're working with liquids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. How many of you are actually working? I know.
am.
Okay. So there's, at least half of us are working, for sure. And I have a class that I do on Tuesdays, and it has a lot of homework. So it's that's why we couldn't do that thing Tuesday for the water bubbles.
What class are you taking?
It's a leadership class that I'm doing with a mentor. It's a 9-week program.
Nice.
Okay, I think we have 2 minutes to spare, but we sure had fun.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
everybody.
It was great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I just want to say too that I really appreciate the effort that everyone has made to participate and, to be here and, to discuss and all of that. That's what makes this really work, is that people are doing it. They're trying the different things, even when it's hard. This next one's going to be a bit challenging, I think. So I can't wait to see what people come up with.
Now, do you want it to be just from this week?
It can be from any time during the quarantine time.
Yeah, right, okay.
My image, I only put up there just to show you an example, because I didn't have another example. And I thought, wow, this sounds really hard. I think we should try it. So,
Well, I've been enjoying my lemons.
yeah, it's just getting outside of your box and oh, look at you with your background, Crystal.
Oh yeah, look at Crystal.
So I have a joke that kind of relates to this coming theme. Everybody knows that Tom Hanks got coronavirus with his wife in Australia. So once again, he was stuck on an island with Wilson because his wife's last name is Wilson.
Very good.
I don't think we want to hang around him at all. I mean, he He got stuck in an airport for a year.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, from the movie. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't he have to save Private Ryan or one of those guys?
Yeah. He does get himself in quite a few predicaments.
Yeah.
So did he appear in like the movie Pandemic or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, he did now.
Yeah, he
He'll
starred in it.
Star in it if they do a movie over this. Well, again, thank you guys for your time and effort, and sign up for next week. Make sure you also sign up not just for the meetup, but for the Zoom, because that has a different link to get in. So you got to do two things.
Thanks for
Hey,
showing
Hey, guys.
And you're not a robot.
Right.
And we're not
Yeah.
robots.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Lisa and Crystal.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.